Hello everyone. This is my final project for CS 579. I'm Nathaniel Liu, and I made a basketball shootout game. So the basketball shootout game is meant to be an open-world interactable basketball game where the player can move around and shoot a basketball from a first-person point of view wherever they move around in the environment. So one of the goals was to allow the user to move or dribble the basketball around a realistic basketball court and shoot from where they are standing. This would require a 3D environment as well as player environment interactions, first person. Another goal was for the ball to interact with the environment and the player in a way that mimics real life. So whether this means the player has to dribble the ball around, or the ball will hit the wall and bounce the other way, or hit the ground and bounce up. The ball just has to mimic how it would interact with the same object in real life. So here's the project showcase. So upon loading in, you are greeted with an instruction screen or message that you can press H for help to bring up or close. Use WASD to walk around, and if you hold shift while pressing any of those keys, you will sprint. You can press spacebar to jump. The walking sound will play as long as you're moving. If you try and grab the ball from far away, you cannot, but if you get closer, you can. You can dribble the ball, and you can see the dribbling noise plays as you are dribbling, and shooting it will result in a swoosh. So another example of shooting from inside the line. You see the ball will bounce on the ground after going through the rim. And if you shoot from behind the three-point arc, the character will jump for more power. Just showing that from the other side. And you can see the score counter in the top left has been incrementing this entire time. If you recall, on the instruction menu it said press escape to pause, so if you do press escape, the game will just pause, which allows you to quit because it brings your cursor back. But if you press escape again, you can unpause, and the game just continues as it was before. Yeah, and that's the game. So you press the escape, the quit button to leave. And so what are the successes? The 3D environment resembles a real-life basketball court. Within that environment, the player is freely able to move around wherever they want and look around the court using the mouse. The player can pick up the ball and shoot from wherever they move to in the court. The player dribbles the ball as they do move around the court, as you saw in the video. And I didn't point it out in the video, but if you watch back, the ball is shot from the top of the player. So when you do press your left mouse click, the ball will move towards the top of the player, just like shooting motion in real life. So what are some of the challenges? So one of them was creating a natural looking arc on the shot to mimic real life shot mechanics. In real life, when you shoot the ball, it has curvature due to gravity. So you have to account for that within the game. Porting models from other softwares to Unity sometimes will break the textures and shapes, which I had that occur a lot of times. Managing how the ball interacts with the hoop/rim, I was dealing with one issue where the ball would accelerate through once it goes through the rim, and it would just leave the environment, probably go through the floor or something like that. You should be finding when the goal should be counted, because just because the ball hits the rim does not mean that it is a goal. As well as making it so that the player does not collide with the ball while you are dribbling, but that the ball and the player still collide with other environmental obstacles besides each other. And some future ideas would be to implement VR so that users can pick up and shoot the ball using their hand movements, such as using an Oculus controller. Add more sounds to simulate a real-life basketball court, maybe like sneakers squeaking, as opposed to just the default walking sound I had, or maybe music in the background. You can add polished models, textures, and lighting to make the court look even more realistic than it currently is. You can improve interactions between the basketball and the environment, and you can also include arms and hands that the user can see as they interact with the ball. For example, when they're dribbling, you can put a hand on top of the ball, or when they're shooting, the hands can come up from their sides. And so here are the credits. So basketball court and the basketball model itself were taken from Turbo Squid. The first-person controller asset was taken from the Unity store, as well as the textures used in the environment were also taken from the Unity store, and all the basketball sounds, like the swish, the dribbling, the walking, were found from freesound.org. And that's the whole project. Thank you.